So yes, please tell us about Miami, the copper capital of the world. This is Bob.
Okay, at one time, it's called the copper capital of the world because at one time there was more copper produced here in two mines, Inspiration Consolidated Copper Company and Miami Copper Company, than all the other mines in Arizona. And there were more copper produced in Arizona than any place else at one time in the world, until they discovered the big deposits in Peru and Chile. But in the northern hemisphere, still Arizona produces more copper than any other area in the northern hemisphere. There's a big mine in Morenci. They're still making copper here, even now, though the mines closed down. And the Miami Copper Company closed in 1960, and Inspiration after that, anyway. But yeah, so the active mining is one active mine just west of town in Pinto Valley, the Pinto Valley mine, and they're still mining and drilling and blasting and hauling, regular mining. Here they're just leaching on the property, leaching using sulfuric acid to dissolve the copper from giant waste piles. And have you heard about that, leaching?
I saw it on YouTube once, video.
Yeah, so they're still making copper, just no active mining. That is drilling and blasting and hauling the rock, the muck, the ore. So it's the leaching process takes very, very low grade, too low grade to put through the mill, and dissolves the copper with sulfuric acid, runs it over SXEW plants, solvent extraction electrowinning plants, and gets the copper out, 99.9% pure copper cathode, ready for market. The market here locally, with the company that has it, is the rod plant, where they make copper rod, which is 5/8 inch thick copper rod about the size of a pencil, and big coils of that. If you drive east of town here a little farther, and you'll see a big plant there and big coils of copper rod out there. That goes to the Westinghouse electric plant in Phoenix, where they make copper wire, electrical wire.
Very cool. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks. And we're looking forward to you opening up the Van Dyke mine for us today, so that we can go look around.
Well, we're not going to open up the mine. Oh. It's an underground mine. Well, we're going to go up to the gate to the mine,
okay,
and let you pick up pretty blue rock azurite.
Azurite?
Azurite, malachite, and chrysocolla. 3 oxide ores, which occur from sulfide ores. The sulfide is deeper. But these are on the surface that were left there many, many years ago.
Yeah.
Just kind of waste. And so it's pretty blue rock, though.
Yay, can't wait. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Peacock ore. This is the closest to peacock ore.
I have, when I went to Hawaii, I picked a peacock. Have I shown you the peacock lava I got?
I know it's malachite. Now I do.
Somewhere. And Carolyn, where are you? Here in and you need a release? Yes. Thank you. And does he supply this? No. So where did get everybody?
And then come around. See this this house with the kind of curved things? We're gonna go right in front of it and curve around and right up on top. Now, there's not a lot of parking. Maybe a half dozen vehicles. So we're gonna shuttle people up. Maybe vehicles that are higher capacity. If you'd volunteer to help take people up, that would be great. But we can't, there's just not room up there. We're going to go through a big gate. You know, last time we came here was about a year ago. I did a big spiel about what's behind the big gate. About 70 people showed up, and we're less than half. We're 30 people. You can imagine a group of 70 people, and Bob and I both looked. And I had no idea that it was a big group.
I was supposed to keep it about under 50, but
we learned our lesson on that
30,
one. So
actually.
we learned our lesson on that one.
yeah.
So Bob has seen this town grow over the years.
No, I saw it go downhill over the years.
Well, I'll put this change over the years.
It was a real boom town, and this mine closed down in 1960, and everybody moved away. It became not a ghost town, but close to a Globe.
There is
6
a bar.
miles to the east. Well, there used to be about 5 or 6 bars.
There is a nice bar.
Yeah, but the Globe, 6 miles east of the county seat, is still got an active downtown, and well, but downtown Miami kind of was down the tubes.
How many people live here?
1,700 people live here now, about in the town. 7,800 live in Globe. We have about 20,000 in the whole Globe Miami area, because a lot of them live in between. I live halfway between Globe Miami, the downtown of Globe Miami. But it's one community here, from that end of Miami to the other end of Globe.
So every time we come here, even though this mine is owned by Fox Metals out of Canada,
Copper Fox Metals.
Copper Fox Metals, and we usually contact him first, and then get permission from the Canadian office, and then come back, set a date, and here we are. Our other guest that I'd like to introduce to you, and most of you, or many of you, have met her already, is Jody. Raise your hand. Jody.
I am
Jody
here.
Brewster. Jody Brewster lives in Globe. She is the president of the Globe Rock Club.
Miami.
Globe
Miami.
The Miami Club. Okay.
Globe doesn't have one, do they?
This area.
Globe doesn't have one.
She's also
I'm trying to get
has
that
another
Miami.
title of some bigger. I forgot.
We all the clubs, most of the clubs belong to Rocky Mountain Federation. So I was the Arizona Nevada state director. So I had 20. I started with 18 clubs when I started 4 years ago, and when I left, I was at 21 clubs.
But Jody, I've
now
known
I'm
her now
vice
for
president.
several years, and she's showed our club places to go, and appreciate her. She's a very nice person to work with. Miami, this town was started in 1909, roughly, by a man with the last name of Van Dyke. I think it was Cleve Van Dyke. And he had a brother, I think, that kind of did stuff together. 1909, roughly. About 7 years later, well, in the early 1916, I think, is when Cleve Van Dyke decided to hunt for copper minerals, and he dug the shaft that we're going to be next to today.
I think it was sunk in 1918.
18?
That shaft was, yeah.
Okay, that was only 2 years off. But they mined it off and on for 30, 40 years.
It was mined for a few years, not very much. There's some tunnels extend over under the town. That direction, a little bit, don't quite get under the town. They were in the ore body, and they were not successful. The market wasn't that great. And it reopened in World War II in the early 40s, 1941, 42. They mined it for a couple of years, and again, it was not that productive a mine. And they shut it down. It's been shut down ever since.
You told me that there's a vein that goes kind of off in this southwest direction, and for a while there's a place where the vein would come up to the ground level.
Well, it's not a vein exactly. It's kind of a big pancake of mineralization.
And my first conversation with him well over a year ago, he was going to take us to that site and let us dig, but then the mine or somebody dumped a bunch of tailings on it.
It's by the Bluebird mine, and a rain has washed from their dump there. It's totally covered where it came out in a dry wash there, and you can see mineralization in the rock at the bottom of this dry wash. It's been totally covered with runoff from the oxide mine.
So
Just
what
went to town.
tools do we bring?
Pardon?
What tools do we bring up? Like the pick and the chisels
Rock
and
arm for scratching around.
just
There's a lot of tailings
surface.
that you can go
Okay.
through. Yeah. Some of you that maybe have been in Arizona for a long time and have driven through Miami have seen, especially downtown where all the mining stuff is, this name Inspiration, like Inspiration Mining. Way back in the early 1900s, and I don't know really when it started, right up here on this hill. Well, I'll tell you a story. Back when I was working for AT&T, I had a repair call up here at the mine. I was told to just go right up the road to there's an entrance to all this mining stuff. I was told to go to the guard, tell him you got a repair call at the administration office, and he'll direct you on how to get where I was to go. And the guard gave me a map of the roads going up through the mine. He says, you stay on this road, you do not get off that road. And I said, okay. And I drove back up in there. And when I drove up to this building, I was expecting an office, a typical office building. It was an old, I think, 3-story elementary school. And it's still there. And I thought, what is this elementary school doing back in the mine up on the mountain? And I found out from the people in that building that that's where the town of Inspiration, it was an actual town, was. There was a school, post office, there were 89 homes.
There's a company store up there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I had my metal detector with me. And I thought, I'm in heaven. And I almost begged. I almost got down on my knees and said, please let me metal detect around this old school when I get done. They wouldn't let me. Oh, man, I was in the place.
Exactly.
But and it's been protected, people, unless somebody has snuck in there, which I seriously doubt very much.
There has been people try to sneak up there.
But oh man, what a place to metal detect if they would let somebody.
There are homes up there, the upper circle and the lower circle. And the Benjamin Franklin School was on the lower circle.
Yeah.
There's a circle of homes that, company houses that company employees lived up there.
Now, a lot of children would start school up there at that building, at the Benjamin Franklin School, and then they would come down here across on the south side of the main street to the George Washington.
George Washington down in Lower Miami.
Okay, I knew.
There's another elementary school on the hill over there. They had a bunch of elementary schools scattered around the community, closer to the neighborhood where the kids were. And we had one high school, which was right up on the hill over here. There's a big apartment building there now. So they had elementary schools around in the neighborhood, about 5 of them. And then when the kids got out of 8th grade, they got to go to high school up here.
My cousin, who I had invited to come today, his mother went to the George Washington Elementary School here in town, so when she was a young girl. Well, we've talked enough. We want to go rock hunting. How many of you have the higher capacity that can carry more people? And we might even need to do a couple of runs back and forth. So those of you who have smaller vehicles, I can take me plus 4, very comfortable.
I'm hoping
Bring your bucket.
I know.
Your bucket, maybe the tools you want.
So I've got this truck over here. This Ford diesel ride. I got Jody here.
Where's the nearest place that the person might find a rental?
I had to say that. Yeah. I have to put my seats down.
Is the Miami Rock
depends on if it's good rain.
Hey Michelle, the color gets really intense up here. So it's worth it. It's worth it. This is your bucket, right? Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I went, I don't know, around, then all of a sudden I was up here, and I'm like, whoops, I'm on the wrong side. Let me see if you want to... Oh, yeah.
I see. Yes. Oh, pretty.
Yeah.
Really pretty blue.
Yeah, it's a very pretty blue.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that, I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, it was in an empty bucket. That's the kind I like to carry.
No, not when they're full, huh?
Is there really? I guess the good thing about certain clubs is they don't help there.
Yeah. That was really smart. It was totally different. It always does. Yeah.
I've made that mistake so many times.
Exactly where that landed.
Yeah, in a certain formation. I'm like, oh, I'll recognize it.
That's a nice one. It's pretty big.
Where?
Right there.
I can't see where you're pointing.
Now I know why you brought him along. He's good for something. He sure is.
Just kidding, honey. Funny. When you chill, it keeps going.
Ready? Oh, so pretty.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. What else you got?
I also have,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Pretty.
Yes.
I like that one. It's a nice big chunk.
Yeah. Ooh. That one sings to me.
Oh, so pretty. Thank you.
Yeah, great day. So far, your eye. I'm liking all this. For the best food.
And we are at the Van Dyke mine and we're hunting for Azurite and Malachite or Chrysocolla. I want to show you what's inside this rock because it opened pretty easily. Ready? Isn't that beautiful? Well, it'd be prettier wet, but wanted to show you. It's going to polish up so pretty.
So what's this?
Got some nice azurite.
Some nice pieces there. There's a nice piece there.
Yeah, that's really pretty. Wow, I like that one. That's gorgeous. Let me pull this one up. Pretty. Pretty. I like the black against that. So pretty. Thank you.
Hey,
That looks heavy.
it is. Don't know if they'll be any good, but we'll see.
What are you gonna do with them?
Well, that's Ellen's job. I don't know what she's gonna do with her. I'm just the go-between.
You're the muscles.
I'm the carrier.
Pretty. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Smile, you're on camera.
The nice thing about that is that you have the big bucket down here, and you take the smaller one up there.
Oh, yeah.
And then as you collect as much as you can carry that one, you come in that door. Oh, that's a good idea.
We might have to kidnap you. So, did they say they were